All right, here we go. We got a product review and I guess an unboxing of, we got a new product for Alkali here, the Visium 2 roller hockey skate. So here's my son. We're going to have him open the box up here. Check this product out. So they've made a few changes from their prior models. Looks like different toe cap design, shape. Some different colors, different racing stripes along the side there. A little chrome in the back. All right, so when we look at skates, what do we look for, bud?
Ankle support, like stiffness and material on it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, ankle support's critical for everyone that plays hockey. You don't want to turn an ankle, so we're going to kind of take a little more in-depth look at, just see how this boot is constructed. It's not real stiff. And it's okay. It's more of a entry-level rating for how they classify these types of skates. The funny part is when you're an entry-level skater, usually you need more support, not less. So, I don't know. These feel a lot like my son's skates. He's got my younger son's skates. Let's grab one of those over here. This is a Alkali light model here. This is their entry-level product, and if we look at the stiffness here, this actually might even be a little stiffer than what Alkali is putting out now. Yeah, it's a smaller skate, but it's actually got better support. Kind of similar materials, almost identical to the materials. Check that out. So the materials used on this new Visium 2 is very similar grade quality to the light. All right, so moving on from there, away from the boot, we're going to kind of move on to the chassis here. They like to push a magnesium chassis is the best, lightest, toughest chassis for roller hockey skates, and apparently these should be the key feature on the skate. However, just kind of noticing something as I'm looking at the skate. So we got a cutout in the outsole. It's supposed to make the wheel sit a little bit lower here. You can see that, I don't know how much lower it really sits. It looks like, even though that cutout exists, it doesn't sit any lower. I'm going to grab one of Alkali's older models here with the wheel. If you look at it, the wheel is up much tighter tolerance here in terms of the ride height. You sit lower in these skates. These are the shift model, and that was a big marketing thing. You sit lower, you can turn better and transition better. These skates, you sit a little higher, so you might have a little less cornering ability if you're higher off the ground. I think it's kind of misleading to have that cutout in the boot and not actually recess the wheel into the outsole. See? Check that out. There's a pretty big difference in terms of gap. All right, moving on from there, we got the let's check out the bearings. Give them a little spin. Let me know what you think for the bearings.
Doesn't spin very well. What's that one?
We got a issue with the bearings binding. Could be an issue. Just the wheel not seated into the bearing properly, or it could be. Yeah, that was the issue. So whoever pushed the bearings in when they assembled it just didn't push it in properly. Little press and that resolves that issue. Let's check out the tongue. The tongue's kind of important. If you ever had lace bite, you need a good thick tongue to prevent that. In this case, we got a good felt material here. It's fairly thick. But as it transitions closer to this foam here, there's a gap. There's like nothing for stiffness in this in-between region. It just goes foam padding, nothing. And that's very different from my old alkalis. That's like, it's like they forgot to continue with the foams. Check this out, comparison-wise. So the tongue wraps around your foot. This foam material wraps. It goes all the way to the edge here. This new product does not. So I would say that you may get some lace bite if you've had lace bite with other brands. This isn't going to be nearly as good of protection. What else we got to look at here? Check out the inside liner. Bright colors. What do you think? You like the bright colors? Is that cool?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. Cool is always good. But the L bars, that the foam padding in the ankle area that they've always used is no longer being used. Check that out. It's just like a rectangular piece of foam. We're gonna kind of shift back to the Alkali shifts. This is the older model. Check out that foam there. That's gonna lock your heel in place so you don't get any heel movement. It's gonna keep you from getting blisters with your heel shifting around. This new product doesn't have that. You know, you may get some heel blisters. It looks like a fairly wide heel. So if you have a wide heel on your foot, these will probably be a good skate. If you have more of a narrower heel, or I would say that's a lot wider than what I'm used to. So I would say you got a good chance of having some heel movement if the skate doesn't lock your heel. And I'd say do not buy. That's a critical thing for me. And then also we're kind of moving on. We got some, the eyelets are pressed into a plastic material here, but it's a softer plastic. And when you heat bake these kind of skates, with this kind of a cheaper material, be careful, a 9-minute heat bake, if you go to pull these things tight, you're going to stretch those eyelets right out of the plastic without too much effort. So be real careful when you bake these type of skates. Honestly, you might be better off not baking them, in my opinion, just because of this plastic's going to stretch. Check out the older model for comparison. There we go. Look at that. Much stiffer material. It's not sinking in before the eyelet. Even the cheap model skates here for comparison. This is back to the light model. Check that out. That's even better material than this new product line being used. I've pulled eyelets out of boots numerous times. I've played hockey for, 30 years. And these skates, they have so many caveats that I would say I do not recommend them for most people. I mean, if you need a cheap boot, they are a cheap boot, but I would steer you more towards a Mission boot now. I loved Alkali skates up until this product line, and after I'm seeing just the little things with this skate, it's enough to make me want to send them back. I don't know. Would you want to try them, or you think we should just send them back? What's your take?
Send them back.
Send them back. All right, Alkali, you guys got to produce better products. That's our opinion. You know, everybody's got their opinion. But if you're going to lead in this industry, you really got to keep the game up that you created. All right? Thanks for watching our review. Got anything else to say, bud?
That's probably it.
All right. Thanks for watching. Good night.